Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee and Conversations with
Good morning.
Realtors with Taylor Property.
We are so excited that you guys have decided to join us today here at Coffee and Conversations. We are here, AMR Elite Realtors with Taylor Properties, and
Yes.
I am Juanita Winky Kennedy, Associate Broker.
And I am Alicia Richardson, Associate Broker and owner of AMR Elite Realtors, LLC. We have today with us Miss Carla Kemp.
Yes.
Hi, thank you for having me. Title. Yes, thank you so much for being here with us this morning, Miss Kemp.
Thank you.
Yes, and this lady here has 25 plus years of title experience. So she is that person that you want when you go to settlement to be at the table with you. 25 years, that's a lot of time, Carla, right?
I know it is, but let's not try to age me too much.
Just turned 28, so we're going to just leave that right there.
Right. That's correct. My daughter's 30, so we'll go with that.
Right. No numbers games here. We're not going to do any numbers games.
Right. No,
right.
So, Ms. Kemp,
very blessed to have been in the business this long and to have worked with some really experienced lenders and realtors like both of you.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you so much. We are always appreciative of the work that you do and the assistance that you give us. So we're very thankful for you.
Thank you.
Oh, can you tell us about your company and the services that you offer?
Sure. So CLA Title is actually a national title company. So we're very unique when it comes to that. We're not just Maryland, DC, or Virginia. We actually can settle all over the United States. We actually have a seller that's actually going to be in Dubai next week because they're closing early. So we're going to set up a Romo closing to take care of them when they're in Dubai so that they can actually get their closing done early. They're actually closing 20 days early. We actually had a contract the other day that closed in 19 days. So we actually are a title company that can get those things done and travel and do what we need to do to get those things done. So I think having the mobility and being able to go anywhere and travel, around the United States or even out of the country if we need to, make CLA Title kind of above the rest and getting those things done when we need to take care of not only our clients, but our realtors. And they know that we can do that to get the job done. I kind of like that one of our clients called us the Mercedes of title companies, which kind of
made right.
So I liked that comment the other day when I was calling. So that was good. But I think one of the best things to describe us is we help our homeowners and sellers and realtors and mortgage lenders with the closing process on all their real estate transactions. And, I think we're really built around our customer service. We want to make sure that we're providing that. We call our clients and our realtors, before and after, make sure that they have my cell number, they have my processor's email address. And I think, Juanita, you can attest to that. We send out marketing flyers before and after it just closed under contract to make sure that we're providing you with social media marketing. We just try to partner with our agents as well. And then, like I said, customer service is number one to make sure that we're providing that throughout the service, and not only during the transaction, but after. We want to make sure the deeds are recorded, the deed of trust are, taken care of, that the water bills are transferred. There's so much more that goes into it outside of the transaction after closing.
Exactly. And I can definitely attest to that. I really do like the way that CLA Title and Escrow, I love the way that you guys do follow up and answer the phone. A lot of times we as real estate agents and title companies, everyone, we have to always remember that we work for our clients. And so if we don't pick up the phone, if we're not there, we're not available when they have a question or a concern, then, they want to move on to someone else that's going to give them that attention. So absolutely. I love that about CLA Title. They definitely follow up. They definitely send me a survey after every transaction to try to see whether or not I'm satisfied with it or what you guys could have done better. And that's what you really, really want in a title company. So that I will definitely give that a thumbs up for CLA.
Thank you. Yes, and we were talking about that prior to the call, that it takes that one call and us not answering the phone, and it can go to another title company, another real estate agent. It's that easy to lose either a contract or a deal in this market.
That's true. That's true. And so for me, for my second question is, what is the
Sure.
difference between a lawyer's office attorney and a title company handling a settlement? Like, what's the difference there? Can you kind of?
There's really no difference other than you've got an attorney that when we as what I hold is called a title producer license. So I'm going to school like you're going to school and getting your real estate license. And every 2 years you're taking your CE classes to keep your real estate license. I go to school every 2 years to keep my title producer license. Well, an attorney automatically can do closings. So they are automatically able to do settlements for clients as an attorney. So we actually have to get our title producer license in order to sell owners policies, to speak about them, to do closings, and to be able to move forward with working for the title company.
Okay. All right. That's a great
I always
explanation.
wondered that because different states, you have to have an attorney do it instead of a title.
Yeah,
company.
some
So I'm
states.
like,
Correct.
what's the difference?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yep,
what's the
that's
difference?
correct.
So can you explain, this is a big question we get as realtors all the time. Everybody says, oh, you don't have to get the title insurance if you don't want to because they're trying to save money. But can you explain the importance of getting title insurance?
Give us some examples, because I know you got one, Carla.
Right.
After 25 years, you have some examples in your cash app. I know you do.
Yes.
Yes, there is a lot. So I think there's something I was just reading right here that it says purchasing an owner's title insurance is a smart decision because it's the best way to protect from future legal matters, and that's really what it's doing. When you buy your owner's policy, the lender always requires a lender's policy.
Right.
And if they're expecting one, why would you not want an owner's policy?
Absolutely.
And we do at CLA Title a simultaneous issue, which makes it cheaper when you're getting them together. And your owner's policy is good for as long as you own your property or goes on to your heirs. So, and it's going to protect you against, let's say, the person that you bought the property from had a second and didn't know about it, but it didn't get recorded, and not by any means or fault of the other title company. It just didn't happen to get on record till the day after they went to close. And then you go to refinance your property. And so it protects you against things that were not disclosed, that, forgery, things like that, because maybe somebody was, let's see, they showed their ID and they weren't really the wife of the person that the guy came to closing with, and they showed a different ID. That, hopefully that's never going to happen to somebody, but, back in the day,
Wow.
We've gotten so much better about checking things and IDs and stuff. But, back many years ago, if you think of that, but I mean, they've gotten to points where they, you have gone out to like grave sites to check for things and make sure of names and stuff, and going back, years. But yeah, so we have a list that I was actually going to start to do a series on it, like 78 ways that you can find ways to protect your deed by getting an owner's title policy.
Did you say 78 or 7 or 8?
78.
78.
Wow.
By buying an owner's title policy.
Yeah, and just really quickly, Carla, I wanted to ask you, because I noticed that there's been a lot of talk on different television stations about deed theft. Can you give us a little? Are you aware of?
I'm not aware of that. So what are they saying?
Well, they were basically saying that there's ways in that people can actually steal your deed, where they go in and they act like you sold the home to them in some form or manner through paperwork. And then they go down to, I guess, I don't know if they go to the court or whatever, and then they record the information, and so people could actually lose their homes and not actually know it, but through deed theft. So there's like a little security companies that have been coming on and giving little specials and doing infomercials about deed theft. So I was just wondering, like, is that something that you hear about, or is it a big occurrence, or is that something that's an undercurrent that not many people have, know about?
It's not anything that I've heard about it, but it's definitely something that I can, we have 2 attorneys on staff at CLA Title. So it's definitely something that I can talk to Joel about and see if it's something that has been brought to our attention that we could do a class on.
Yeah, I think that would be really good because we help people to get into homes, but we want to make sure that they stay in the home.
Keep them. That's
Right.
right.
Oh,
That's
sure.
the whole object. I mean, we don't want them to end up, falling into any type of fraud. And so much fraud now with the internet and all of the craziness. So that's where I saw that and I just thought to myself, like, how does a title company play into that deed theft situation? I was just curious.
Well, yeah, it's really scary.
Yeah, it is.
It is. That is very scary.
It is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've not heard about that, but I definitely can ask Joel about that.
I can see it happening though.
Yeah,
and it's
definitely.
probably in certain states, and it's probably against senior
Well, they
citizens.
say, they say that it's everywhere. So I'm not too
against senior citizens more than anything.
Yeah.
They're,
more apt to sign things that they're not aware of. Exactly.
Yeah, out of
Do you
fear.
think they're actually meeting the client and getting them to sign the property over?
No, it's just they're actually using certain documents, taking them down there to the state to record them, and then the person not knowing that it changed hands due to paperwork that the person took down there.
Wow.
I saw it on one of the, on an infomercial type thing, and I was just curious about it.
Yeah, no, I'll have to look into that. That's interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, let's do it. So what are some of the key things that you would advise people to do to prepare when they're actually getting ready to go to settlement, or actually going to meet with CLA Title and escrow?
Well, I think the main thing is, obviously you have a good relationship with your realtor. So going into closing, we've introduced you to my processor, who's Deanna McWilliams, who will always be my processor. So going into closing, you've gotten a clear to close from your lender, which means that they have balanced what we call a CD, which is called a closing disclosure. And then you're going to get an ALTA, which is your bottom line. So right before closing, if you owe money at closing, you're going to want to wire that money the day before closing, because we have to have all funds at the table. They call it a wet settlement. I have no idea why they came up with wet settlement, which means we have to have money from the lender, money from the buyer. Everything has to be at the closing table so the seller can get their funds at the day of closing and anyone else that is supposed to be paid. So we want to make sure that all those funds are available the day of closing. So those wires should be done by a buyer the day before closing. You want to make sure that you have your driver's license or passport with you the day of closing. The real estate agent should really review the ALTA, and you should go over that ALTA as well. I am happy to go over that ALTA with any buyer or seller before closing to make sure if they want to review anything. I know the lender will go through any of the numbers with their client prior to getting to the settlement table as well. So I think all of those things are prior. The lender's really going to take care of most of that prior to. The first thing is going to be the contract coming over from the real estate agent. And then once we open that, we're going to, what is called order an abstract on that. And what the abstract does is we make sure there's nothing on title that's going to hold up the settlement, which means there might be a lien, a tax lien that would hold up settlement that would have to be taken care of, because a federal tax lien would need to be taken care of by the seller before we could close. Certain things like that, that we would need to make sure of before we moved forward. And then once all of that is cleared, we would get a binder over to the lender and then move forward with settlement.
Okay. Sounds like a seamless process, but a whole bunch of hands are moving when you're dealing with CLA Title and escrow. And the good thing is they provide exceptional customer service. And that's what I love as a real estate agent, because I like to be able to call the title company and say, hey, can you check on this file? Can you tell me what's going on? Is there going to be any hiccups? Are there any liens? Did you do your lien search? Whatever the case may be. I like to be able to find that information out early so that we don't wait till it's 2 days before settlement and then we get this big old surprise.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that I really do love about CLA Title and escrow. They do handle that part. And you want that. in a title
Yes,
company.
absolutely.
You definitely want that.
Absolutely.
So Carla, we are so excited and grateful for you coming on
Yes, thank you.
the Coffee and Conversations today.
Thank you
And
for
for all of
having me.
our realtor partners, you have to call CLA Title and Escrow and
Thank you.
get them to do your settlements for
Yes.
you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. Do I get off or do you end together? Or?
We're gonna end it all together right here with you. We're gonna thank you again. Carla's information will be posted on our website so that you
Thank
can
you.
get in touch with her. To be a simple click for you. Also, can you just give us your phone number or something real quick to let us know how they can get in touch with you?
That would be great. I'm Carla Kemp at CLA Title and Escrow, 301-807-1795. And my email is ckemp@clatitle.com. I'd love to hear from you.
And what are we, Alicia?
Reliable realtors.
Providing exceptional service.
No need to go far.
Come on down to AMR. We love you guys.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Have a prosperous day. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.